Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer. This past weekend I went down to Hattiesburg, Mississippi to spend some time with the fine folks at the Keg and Barrel Brewpub. Now the Keg and Barrel is interesting for a couple of reasons. First off, it's very small. One of the smallest production volume brew pubs in the United States, and you'll see why in just a minute. And number two, they were hosting the second annual Outlaw Homebrew Competition and Festival. Now they call it Outlaw because in the state of Mississippi, homebrewing is illegal.
My name is John Neal. I'm the owner of Keg and Barrel in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
I'm Sam Sarles. I'm the brewer at Keg and Barrel Brew Pub in Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
We opened in '05, and to be quite frank, I wasn't really sure what I was looking for. I've always, I kind of wanted an Irish/English style pub. Never been to those countries, but my theory was to put a pub in an old house and people would dig it. So this house is 110 years old, so that was kind of the theory. I knew a little bit about beer, but learned a tremendous amount since then, and that's kind of what we geared the place towards, a craft beer experience. We actually are the only state that caps at 5%. So we're at 6.2, 6.3 by weight. So it makes it difficult. I think people appreciate what we're doing. We've got 55 beers on tap. People appreciate that, but we would love to see those laws change, and we're very, very sure that they're going to change soon.
We have a beer club that meets once a month, and through the beer club, a lot of the guys homebrew. John had met me through that and knew that I was homebrewing, and approached me about starting a brew pub here, and it was really cost prohibitive when you go the conventional route with a 7-barrel system. So we put it on hold for a while, and I heard your podcast with Worth Brewing, and the light bulb. It's like, why didn't I have that idea? So I went to John and said, hey, I've got the exact brew set at home that some of the nanos are doing, and John, in a blink of an eye, said, let's do it. And we did it. It was about 6 months later. We started working on the paperwork, and here we are. So the ring works really well. Well, I have basically a Brutus 10. I built after seeing the Brutus 10 on YouTube. I had started a gravity feed system and then scrapped that and went to the Brutus 10 flat, three top, 2 pumps, and it works good. And now we're up to a 30-gallon pot, the mega pots, and it allows me to do over a barrel in a day. You have to let that phone down a little bit.
Is that your pumpkin beer?
It is. It's a nice pumpkin color there, isn't it? When I started brewing here, I said, well, I want to brew beers that we can't get. Immediately, one of my favorite styles is porter, so we did a porter. It wasn't long after that our distributors started bringing us porters. And so I do a small IPA or a black IPA, and all of a sudden our distributors start bringing us those beers. So it's I don't know if that's coincidence or when they bring us a Berliner Weiss, I'll know it's not a coincidence.
Right. It's illegal to homebrew in Mississippi, so I thought it would be a great idea to have a homebrew competition and just kind of push the boundaries. And so this is our second one. 35 brewers, I believe, last year, and about 65 beers. Today we're going to have about 40 brewers, and I believe about 80 beers. So it's it's fun to push. It's fun for me to push those limits and just kind of see what happens.
And we kind of opened a Pandora's box because once we did the competition, then now they've got 2 in Jackson,
Yeah.
and then, you know, there's no telling where it's going to go. As far as we know, I mean, I looked, I tried to research the law, and I haven't found anybody that's been arrested for home brewing in Mississippi.
Yeah, and I kind of you know, talked to the ABC about it, and he basically said he doesn't care about beer. There's no, you know, I didn't say, hey, I'm putting on a homebrew competition, but you know, he doesn't. They don't. There's nobody that really oversees what we're doing, which until now, when we.
Our operation is basically the only legal homebrew in Mississippi anyway. So.
Right.
I think it really pushes homebrewing. We get together, we talk more about it. You know, homebrewing is one of those hobbies that you really need more information, the better. I mean, about ingredients, technique, sanitation, all that. And there's a lot of camaraderie in our group. So I think with the homebrew competition, we have a lot of good friendly competition, good friendly, you know, helping each other out. If it does nothing other than increase their knowledge of beer, I mean,
There's definitely people. There's definitely people that are homebrewing now because of what we've done, and that's. I mean, we're proud of that.
The winner, Stranger Danger Pale Ale by Ben Green.
Come and visit us on the web. At basicbrewing.com, you can find archived lists of both our audio and video podcasts on home brewing. You can also find our DVDs, Extract Brewing and Partial Mashing, Stepping into All Grain, Low-Tech Lagering and Decoction Mashing, Introduction to Wine Kits. Drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Write to James at basicbrewing.com, Steve at basicbrewing.com, or just use the contact form on basicbrewing.com. First of all, it is one of the... Hi, puppy.